morning everybody, welcome to day 9 of February vlogs. I've just been outside. Will you stop licking? The snow's practically gone. It's rained all night long. Will you stop licking? Stop licking, make yourself sore. Yeah, it's rained all night long, so the snow's practically gone now, but it was fun while it lasted. So it's Friday morning. We have Harry coming tonight for the weekend. He normally gets here between sort of 6 and past. Little Oreo passed away last night. Bless her. Oreo is our hamster. She'd done so well. She was almost 2 years old, and completely spoiled. She was honestly one of the best hamsters that I ever had. She really was. She was just amazing. She had such an attitude. She lives in our bedroom. She used to live downstairs, but Stuart wouldn't leave her alone. So she lives in our bedroom. So she used to come out and play every night when me and Danny go to bed. She would come out in a ball and play, but she could get out of a ball. And the amount of times she'd opened it and just climbed onto the bed, she used to do it all the time. But yeah, I was really upset last night because she passed away. But yeah, she was absolutely ace. She really was. So yeah, poor little Oreo, but she did really well. She was nearly 2 and she was very, very spoiled. And she knew she was very, very spoiled. When was it? It was a few months ago. Oh, it was when Stuart was sick. Do you remember me saying when Stuart was sick a few months ago and we had to keep him in? The problem when Stuart stays in on a night time is he bullies all the other cats. So we had to keep Stuart in. And when we keep Stuart in, he has to sleep in our bedroom with us because it bullies Bert something chronic. I don't know why, it just does. You've just always got to watch him around Bert because he doesn't half pick on him. So we keep him in our bedroom if we've got to keep him in. Anyway, he'd sort of got himself all settled on the bed and he hadn't noticed Oreo. She was in a cage. She's got one of these, she'd got a new cage recently and it's one of the ones that's all solid at the bottom because she's such an escape artist. It was completely solid at the bottom and the cage bit was on top. So she was jumping up like that because she could see Stuart. And he finally clocked her and Danny's going, Stuart, leave her alone. And she just wouldn't stop all night. She was just trying to get Stuart's attention. It was so funny. But yeah, bless her. So she crossed the Rainbow Bridge last night. Dog's fast asleep. Stuart keeps sitting over there, you know where the computer desk is, and he doesn't like the Alexa's on there, and he doesn't like it, so he sits and he just pushes it off with his paw. I've had to try and get him to stop sitting there because he's gonna break it. I've nowhere else to put it because that's where the plug is. If I could move it, I would. So I'm just keep checking he's not jumped back up. I have to keep telling him to get down. I've got a pot of pens up there as well. And once he's got rid of Alexa, you know that he'll start pushing that off as well. Little monkey. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be going to get dressed shortly. I'm just having a coffee. And still working on the arm for this. I didn't get much of it done last night. I fell asleep on the sofa at like 8:30. Must have been tired. Yeah, I fell asleep on the sofa. Luckily without the knitting in my hand. I was watching... Who was I watching? I was watching some vlog. I didn't fall asleep because the vlog was boring. It wasn't. You know, when you're just comfortable. I had the blanket. I had the dog. I was all snuggly. Yeah, I just fell asleep. Right. Yeah, I'm going to go. Get this done. Well, no, I'm going to sit and do some knitting for another 10 minutes and then I'm going to go get dressed, rouse the troops. And I don't know where we're going today. I don't know what we're doing today. We shall see.
Hello everybody.
Hello all.
We are, I don't know if you can see, no you can't see.
You just see me.
There's a pet shop just there.
Yes, there is.
We've come to have a look.
Come to have a look. Come to get one.
Yeah, if they've got any.
Yeah, if they've got any.
I can't not. I just can't not. So we've come to have a look.
Parking wars going on.
Yeah, it's really busy. I've just bought Finlay bacon sandwich in Greg, so he's just sat eating that, and then we're going to go into the pet shop. It's really busy in here this morning. Oh, the snowing Guiseley's been bad, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely been a...
It's been a lot worse than what we got yesterday.
Yeah.
Goodness. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ooh. We get to meet the new friend soon.
Let's go and have a little look.
She's a little nervous. There we go. Just a second. This is Annie. Hello, darling. She's had a big day, so she's really nervous. Hello, sweetheart. She's a dwarf hamster. Don't jump out, will you? Hang on. I've just popped the lid on because she's a little bit skitty. She's just been put in a horrible tub and then driven home, so she's a bit nervous. That's the dog scratching at the door. She knows that there's something new in the house. Come on, darling. I'm not going to disturb her too much today. I'm just going to leave her to find her bearings. She's having a good old dig in there. Hope if you can hear her. Dog's getting very annoyed. She's by the door, look. She's having a good old rubbage. This is... Where's my finger? This is the house. She's a bit nervous. I think I'm going to just let her settle a little bit. They put her in this. Did not like that. We didn't get her from Pets at Home.
No.
I didn't like it in there. I did not like it. So we went to our independent pet shop, and they are much nicer in there. And we got from there. I'm just watching. She's coming. Hang on. Here she is. Oh, she's found the treat. Hi, darling. That's Annie.
Oh.
She's gone back. I'm not going to disturb her today. She just needs to get used to her surroundings. But she's lovely. She was the only one in the cage on her own. Hello, everybody. I'm really sorry I've not picked up the camera all day today. It's just been a quiet day. I don't know, I just wanted just to be quiet today. Me and the dog have just sat on the sofa and we've just had a chill day, haven't we, darling?
Yeah.
She is here. There you go. We've just had a chill day today. Not done very much. I've sat and I've watched Last Tango in Halifax, and I've just sat quietly with my dog watching TV, and that's all I've done. So you seem really far away. So I'm really sorry. Oh, I've knitted, obviously. There we go. So that's all I've done today. It's just, yeah, just one of those days where I just feel like just being a little bit quiet today, and that's it. So I apologise for the lack of content. I'm just coming up to the head bit. This pattern was, will you stop licking? Was supposed to be knit on DPNs, and I did start it on DPNs. I can knit on DPNs, but they're just not my favourite. So I switched it off to do on Magic Loop. This dog is just licking. Rubes, stop. And I've done it all on Magic Loop. Let me just sort the dog out. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I switched it on to Magic Loop, and then I've got to switch it back to DPNs, I think, for the head. I think. But now I'm lost where needle 1 and needle 2 was. I think I'll be okay. I think I can figure it out. It'll be fine. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. I didn't want to overstuff it, so I wanted it quite floppy. But I don't know if I've put enough stuffing in it. But yeah, we'll see. You're supposed to match up the legs, you know, so you get the same yarn on each side, but I didn't do that. It's got quite a long colour repeat on it, and I didn't want to be wasting yarn. That's all I've got left. But I think I've got enough. And you're supposed to do the snout in a plain colour, but the only white I've got is very, very thin 4-ply. And I think it's going to be too thin, so I'm going to have to do a colour. I think I've got some blue up there in that pot just there. So I think I might do it blue, or if I can find some pink. What's that one? Oh, that's not a solid one. I'll see what I've got. I've got something up there I think I can use for the snout. So I think I'll be okay. But I'm hoping just to sit and get on with this tonight. It's just, yeah, it's just been one of those days today where I nearly thought, do I even put the vlog up, because I haven't got a lot of content, but you know, we'll sit and have a chat tonight, and I do like sitting and chatting with you all. I'm even behind on comments. Normally I'm not. I'm quite on the ball with comments, but I'm quite behind, so I'll spend some time replying to comments. So yeah, I'm sorry. It's just been one of those days today. I don't know. I've just felt like being quiet. But I have enjoyed watching The Last Tango in Halifax. So I've just got up to series 2. I'm just on the first episode in series 2, which has been just lovely. And yeah, it's just been one of those days, just chilled. Stuart's at the side of me. Jack's on the arm of the chair over there. Harry will be here in the next half an hour to an hour. And yeah, it's going to be a relaxed night. I'm going to get some candles lit and sit with my candles on. I might even put my oil burner on. I don't use it as much now because I've got no wax melts for it. I think I've got 1 or 2 left. I normally buy them from Scented Creations in Skipton. I just haven't been to Skipton in so long, but I've not had any wax melts, so I've not been lighting my oil burner. But I'll try and get some at the end of the month or something like that. I need to go over to Skipton. I need to go meet my friend Shelley. I know Helen Stewart, I got a newsletter. I wonder if it's on her Instagram. Let me just check. Let me just have a little checker here. Yes, it is on her Instagram. Helen Stewart has got, I think it's, from what I understand, it's an older pattern that she's revamped. And it's a free shawl pattern. And I'm not going to give you the code. You're going to have to go over to her Instagram, or I think it might be on her website as well. Let me check. For those of you that don't use Instagram. No, she's not got a recent blog post out. So I can't give the code away, but if you use Instagram, if you go over to Curious Handmade on Instagram, she's doing a Valentine's treat with a code for a free shawl pattern on Ravelry. So if you go and look at her page on Instagram, you'll see it. I can't give the code out because it's not right, but it's on her Instagram page, or if you subscribe to a newsletter, you might be able to get it that way. I found out because I'm a newsletter subscriber, but it's a lovely shawl pattern. So yeah, I've downloaded that today. I'm not going to cast it on anytime soon. Do you know, Luigi's at the window. I'm trying not to make eye contact because he knows the camera's on and he wants... Oh, I'm going to have to go let him in, aren't I? I'm sure he'll be over in a minute. I couldn't leave him there. He was looking at me. I was trying not to make eye contact, but he was properly looking at me. So yeah, go over to the Curious Handmade Instagram page and you will see the pattern that I'm talking about, and there is a code to download it for free on Ravelry. I've done some sock washing today. It's been sock wash day. Danny had completely run out of socks, So I've had to do a sock wash. So I currently have socks drying everywhere. Since we've got more socks, I have a sock bag where all of the used socks go and then I wash them all together. But as we've got more and more socks, this sock bag is getting fuller and fuller and fuller before I'll do a sock wash. It used to be there'd only be like 10 pairs in there before I did a sock wash, and I think it's now there's 30 pairs in there before I do a sock wash. Anyway, I've had to do it today because Danny completely run out of socks. So I've got socks drying everywhere. I need to get the air out as well. I've got some on the radiator in here, some on the radiator in the hallway, then I've got some to put on the air as well. I don't know why you needed to know that it was sock washing day, but it's one of those jobs that I just put off because now we've got so many socks. It's such a big job to get the socks washed. And I shouldn't let it get to that point. I should wash them once it gets to about 10 pairs. The problem with me, because I've got so many socks, is Danny's got his own sock box and I've got my own sock box. So mine, I only get sort of a third of the way down the box before I do a sock wash. And then all my clean socks go back into the top of the box. So I'm just wearing the same socks, so I need to start rotating mine. Danny has got a lot of pairs. Don't all be saying Danny needs more socks. He does have a lot of pairs. But I do keep knitting him socks. Oh, only I can talk about sock washing. The snow has all gone now as well, completely gone. When we went to Guiseley first and then we went to Otley, and the snow there was much worse than what we had it. It was still quite a lot of snow. More roads being shut. Cars have tried to go over there. I don't know why they do it. I really don't know why they do it, but a car had crashed up there this morning. So that's been shut for most of the day. I don't know whether it's open now, and I wouldn't even risk it in this weather, I suppose. Sometimes if you have to go over the Moor Road, you have to go over it. I don't know, but I think everybody was fine. But yeah, so we ended up in Guiseley first and then Otley, and yeah, it was so much worse than we had it. But I didn't even attempt to go up there. I don't know what it looked like up there. I have no idea. I don't even know if it's open now, actually. I don't know how I can look. Not while I'm on the camera anyway. So yeah, we've got Harry coming tonight. He's here for the weekend. We'll take him home on Sunday, so we need to make sure there's no snow between now and Sunday, because I would have to drive over. Well, there's two ways we can go. One of the ways is that Moor Road to get where Harry needs to be. The other way, it's not a Moor Road, but it's not always gritted. So I don't want any snow when I've got to take Harry back on Sunday. Absolutely not. No way. Because I'll panic. I'll absolutely panic. I just don't like driving in it. I just don't. I wouldn't drive in it at all if I didn't have to. So yeah. And that's about it. We've got no plans for the weekend. Just a chilled out weekend, although I've had a chilled out day today, so I don't really need a chilled out weekend. But it's been lovely today. I've just not done anything apart from the absolute basic jobs that I've had to do, you know, like cleaning and cooking, the one jobs that you can't get away with not doing. And I've not even, Danny's made his own tea, I've made Finn's, Josh is out tonight. So I just had a cheese sandwich. I wasn't even bothered about having anything to eat. I've just had a cheese sandwich. And it's, yeah, I'll probably get peckish about 8 o'clock though later on. I know I will. So after I've finished this, I don't know what I want to work on next. I've got the sock design that I want to work on, and the other socks that my friend in the Facebook group has designed, the Lola sock pattern. So I might work on them. If I finish this early enough tonight, I might work on the Lola socks. And that's the only other whips. So I'm doing quite well with this, well, apart from the shawl, I'm doing quite well with this whip limit thing. And do you know what? It's really, really helped that I don't feel that overwhelmingness that you can sometimes feel. What's up with you? Hey? What's the matter? She just looked really weird then. She needs a new collar. You really do need a new collar, don't you? I normally buy them off Etsy. Because they last so well. This one she's got, I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. There we go. So this one she's got is a Pokemon one, because the boys are all Pokemon crazy. So I bought the dog a Pokemon collar, and I always buy the collars from Etsy because they last really well. When you buy them in the pet shop, they don't seem to last 2 minutes, and I was sick and tired of replacing the collars every few months. So I buy them from Etsy, but she must have had this one about 10 months, and it's only just starting to look a bit taggy. So I need to order her a new collar. But she's looked so cute in this one. It's a Pokemon one, and it's got all the Pikachu, Charmander. Oh, check me out knowing them all. Pikachu, Charmander, Snorlax. They're the only... Oh, the turtle one. What's the turtle called? Squirtle, is it? I don't know. But yeah, I need to go onto Etsy. If you go onto Etsy and look at dog collars, you can see some really lovely ones. And they're no more expensive than what you pay for in the pet shop, to be honest. And they are lovely. So I need to do that at some point. I might do that this month. At some point this month, we'll get you a new collar, eh, Ruby? The cats don't have collars on. I won't have collars on the cats. And it always makes me nervous, you know, when people put posts on Facebook, does anybody know who this cat belongs to because they don't have a collar? The reason I don't put collars on the cats is years ago, my cat Sparky, he's passed away now, he was a fabulous cat. He was a rescue cat. It was called Sparky because an electrician had gone in to do something to the electrics in a house that the tenants had left, and he found it in the electric cupboard, and it is a tiny kitten, and he called it Sparky and took it to animal rescue, and I ended up with him. He was lovely. But anyway, he came home one day with his back leg completely caught in his collar, and it absolutely terrified me, and I've never allowed the cats to have collars since. So it always really worries me when they're out, and you know, if people might think they're a stray, they never have done them. You can tell our cats aren't strays. But yeah, it always really worries me. But no, the cats don't have collars, but the dog does. And it worries me with dog collars as well, because I've heard horror stories. So Ruby's collar, you can it's that baggy, you can completely take it off her head. So nothing could happen. It's just one of those things, you know, that worries you. And when she goes for a walk, you see, she has a harness because she's a pug. I always say she's a pug crossed with a chihuahua. Now, how true this is, I don't know, because when I got her, she was 5.5 months old, and I was told she was a pug. But she never looked like a pug to me. She's got a lot of chihuahua mix in her. And then the times that we've been to the vets, I've always asked the vets. On her records, it says pug. And I've always asked the vets, do you think she's a chug? And the vets have just said, I don't know. So I always say she's a pug because she's got very chihuahua type legs. And I just think she's a chug. But her records do say she's a pug. Not that it matters. I think she looked more like a pug when she was a puppy. Didn't you, darling? I'm talking about you. She was only very small when I got her. She was like this big. Her harness had to be what you would get for a toy dog. It was that small. You're not so small now, though, are you, darling? You good girl? You good girl? Yes. Oh, bless it. Right, I'm going to go. I'm absolutely waffling on and just boring you all silly with stories at this point. So I'm going to go. We'll be back on Monday, which will be day 12. So I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. We're just going to have a lovely relaxed one, and I will see you on Monday for day 12. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.